On a crisp autumn day in Washington, the city buzzed with anticipation as history was about to be made. The leaders of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan arrived at the White House, welcomed with full diplomatic honors, joining President Donald J. Trump for a meeting that would reshape regional dynamics. This was the C5+1 Summit, a pivotal moment marking a new era in American foreign policy, and a rare gathering that brought together diverse nations at a single table. For decades, Central Asia was seen as Russia's backyard or a corridor for China's ambitions, its fate often decided by powers far from its borders. But today, the US declared Central Asia a strategic partner, signaling a direct pivot in global engagement and a willingness to invest in the region's future. By hosting these leaders, President Trump elevated the region to a top-tier American priority, sending a clear message to the world that Central Asia's voice matters. The summit was more than a photo op. It was a declaration that the US would no longer cede influence in this vital crossroads, but instead would actively shape its future. For Central Asian leaders, it was a chance to diversify alliances, reduce dependency on any single power, and secure sovereignty with US support and partnership. The meeting capped years of quiet diplomacy, now made public as a game changer, revealing the patient groundwork that led to this breakthrough. Central Asia's vast energy reserves, rich mineral resources, and a young, ambitious population make it a key player in a rapidly shifting, multipolar world. The summit marked America's shift from Middle East entanglements to new arenas of economic and strategic competition, opening doors to fresh opportunities and challenges. The handshake wasn't just symbolic. It sealed a pragmatic alliance, built on shared interests, mutual respect, and a vision for regional stability and prosperity. This was the opening chapter of a new American story in the heart of Asia, one that promises collaboration, growth, and a reimagined future for generations to come. The C5+1 Summit delivered more than symbolism. It brought $100 billion in investment and trade deals. These agreements spanned energy, mining, infrastructure, technology, and agriculture, anchoring Central Asia to Western markets. $40 billion targeted infrastructure creating a new Silk Road to Europe, bypassing Russia and China. Energy deals included American technology for cleaner oil and gas, plus major investments in renewables. Trade pacts, streamlined customs, harmonized regulations, and fostered innovation hubs in cities like Tashkent and Almaty. American expertise is modernizing agriculture and integrating Central Asian businesses into global supply chains. This comprehensive package aims to build a prosperous, resilient, and sovereign Central Asia, tied to the US through shared economic success. The C5+1 Summit was a direct response to China's Belt and Road Initiative and Russia's entrenched influence in the region. For years, Central Asia has been caught between these two giants, each vying for dominance and shaping the region's future. China's ambitious projects, funded by heavy loans, have left many nations in debt and increasingly under Beijing's sway. These infrastructure deals often come with strings attached, making it difficult for countries to maintain their independence. Russia, meanwhile, wields power through military alliances, control over vital pipelines, and deep-rooted cultural ties that date back to the Soviet era. Its influence is felt in security, energy, and even language. The US strategy offers a clear alternative: private investment and equity partnerships, not debt traps. American engagement is designed to empower local economies rather than control them. American companies share both risks and rewards, fostering genuine commercial relationships and encouraging innovation. This approach builds trust and long-term prosperity. Unlike Russia's security-driven focus, the US promises economic modernization, technological advancement, and global integration, helping Central Asia connect with the wider world. The new competition is about trade routes, supply chains, and investment models, not just military might. It's a race to shape the region's economic destiny. Central Asian nations now have real choices, no longer forced to accept unfavorable terms from Moscow or Beijing. They can negotiate from a position of strength. The American pivot empowers these countries to balance relationships, diversify partnerships, and pursue their own interests on the global stage. It's a new era of agency and opportunity for Central Asia, as the region breaks free from the shadows of powerful neighbors and charts its own independent path forward. America's renewed focus on Central Asia is driven by the region's immense reserves of rare earth elements and its vast, largely untapped energy resources. These assets are becoming increasingly important in today's rapidly changing global landscape, where technology and energy security are at the forefront of international competition. Rare earths, essential for everything from smartphones and electric vehicles to advanced military systems, are currently processed mostly in China, creating a strategic vulnerability for the United States and its allies, who depend on stable supplies for both economic and security reasons. Central Asia's largely untapped deposits, especially in Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, represent a potential geopolitical jackpot, offering an alternative source for these critical materials. Developing these resources with advanced American technology and expertise is now seen as a national security imperative, crucial for reducing reliance on foreign-controlled supply chains. The region is also incredibly rich in oil and natural gas, but for decades, export routes have been dominated by Russia and China. Now, US-backed infrastructure projects, such as the ambitious Trans-Caspian Corridor, aim to open up new pathways to Europe and global markets, giving Central Asian nations more independence and options. This shift unlocks Central Asia's economic potential, boosts export revenues, and significantly reduces Russian leverage over the region's future. Rare earths and energy truly are the region's crown jewels, and they now lie at the very heart of a new era of competition and opportunity in Eurasia. The US plan for Central Asian rare earths is about breaking China's monopoly and securing America's tech future. American mining firms, backed by government support, are partnering with Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan to develop new mines using advanced eco-friendly technology. The real challenge is processing, where China dominates. The US strategy built processing plants in Central Asia and allied countries, creating a resilient, diversified supply chain. This mine-to-magnet approach keeps more value in the region and strengthens alliances. The goal, a parallel rare earth ecosystem, independent of China. Soon, American industries could source critical components from a US Central Asia supply chain. This shift secures American industry and reshapes the global balance of power in key technologies. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan are the central pillars of America's new strategy in Central Asia. Kazakhstan, rich in oil and minerals, is attracting major US investment, including a $15 billion joint venture for lithium and rare earths. This project transforms Kazakhstan into a global supplier of critical minerals and high-tech jobs. Uzbekistan, with its young population and reforms, is becoming a regional hub for manufacturing and logistics. US investments are modernizing its tech and agricultural sectors, boosting productivity and exports. Deals are developing Uzbekistan's gold, copper, cobalt, and tungsten, vital for advanced industries. The focus is on efficient, integrated operations that build a diversified industrial base. Together, these partnerships make both nations vital US allies and engines of regional growth. The American and Chinese approaches to Central Asia couldn't be more different. China's Belt and Road relies on state loans, often leaving countries in debt and under Beijing's control. Projects are opaque, sometimes bypassing local workers and offering limited long-term benefits. The American model, showcased at the C5+1 Summit, is equity-based. US companies invest their own capital, sharing risks and profits. This partnership model ensures projects are commercially viable, transparent, and sustainable. US firms are held to strict anti-corruption and environmental standards and invest in local workforces. The result: local capacity, competitive markets, and broadly shared economic benefits. America's approach builds true partnerships, not dependencies. The C5+1 Summit marks a strategic shift with global consequences. For the US, it secures critical minerals, boosts competitiveness, and creates high-value jobs. For Central Asia, it offers a powerful alternative to Russian and Chinese dominance, catalyzing modernization and sovereignty. American investment and standards foster transparency, jobs, and economic resilience. Central Asian nations move from pawns to players, shaping their own destinies. China's monopoly on minerals is broken. Russia's influence wanes as energy flows west. The US loosens the Russo-Chinese grip on Eurasia through smart investments and partnerships. The new model is pragmatic, transparent, and mutually beneficial, reshaping the global order. The world is being remade, not by force, but by vision, partnership, and strategic investment.